We have strengthened our executive management over the last 6 odd months. My own lifespan here has been 8 months, so I got onto this straight away as soon as I came in. It was quite evident to me that the organization did not have the level of management bandwidth that it needed to manage such a globally diverse book, not to mention the challenges we were facing at that time. So I went about it in a manner of immediate priorities. We already had a good risk manager, so I was fortunate to work with him. I realized we needed a control function, and this was coming through also from our regulators, that we needed a group control function. So the gentleman we hired was an ex-colleague of mine. He's not here today, he's on holiday in Rome, but Howard Gaunt came in as the group chief operations officer to take up the role of operations for the whole group, compliance, IT, and finance, and other roles. And that has been a much needed hire. It has brought order and discipline and standard to how the group functions, which earlier was a disparate collection of subsidiaries going their own way. We then focused on strengthening the finance function because our CFO was leaving, and we empowered Ron Mitzi, who was the controller. He's risen very nicely to the occasion. We needed a treasurer. We were active in various markets and various currencies, and we were not deploying the professional level of skills needed. So we were lucky to find Michael Devakis from Piraeus Bank, who came and set up the treasury, and he's doing really well. And those are some of the key roles. We also appointed 2 of our colleagues within the business into bigger jobs. There was Ali Sibi, who was the correspondent bank head, was appointed as the banking head, so that he took over the role of trade and commodity finance, and Antonio Salguero took on the role of global factoring head. All of these right now are very key business development and control functions, and they are giving us much needed room to breathe. So I can do what I have to do, which is strategize and execute and not worry about the details in each business as my predecessors used to. As far as I can remember, going back many tens of years, markets have always been challenging because there's always a change to what we expect is the order of how the business will evolve. But it must be said that the 90s have been more choppy, and the new millennium has been far more unpredictable than any prior decade we've known. FIMBank is in the short-term trade finance business, and therefore, and it's also exposed to practically every major economy in the world. So there is not a place in the world that isn't affected or isn't undergoing a change as a result of some development at any given point. So over time, our business has evolved a risk management practice which insulates us from a sovereign or a macroeconomic event, and we focus on how best to manage our risk in a changing situation. So in that process, what we have evolved is less of a view on what is likely to happen in a British Euro exit situation or a sovereign sanctions situation on Russia. We're less likely to have a view on that as much as we're likely to know how to protect our portfolio that is exposed to British exports to Europe or Russian importer debt. We know how to secure our risks in the event such events take place without forewarning. And as I explained earlier, we have a portfolio review process which we are very religious about, and this is a forward-looking process which takes into account scenarios and how they may impact us, and we know where to reach, such as a sovereign risk cover or credit insurance or price hedge, or we don't work with a certain group of customers as an anticipatory step and we move to a different category. So those are all, that's a very important control function that our risk management department does, which protects us from global uncertainty. I would say that we are firmly on the right track at the moment. We are nowhere near the destination we want to reach. We're firmly on the right track. You would ask what the right track is because it sounds so easy to say. The right track really is, I almost flippantly refer to it as how boring can we get. If we are really boring and if we're incapable of new surprises, then it means we're firmly on the right track. Because our business is one of sustainable revenues which keep growing with time and over time return considerable value to our stakeholders. That is what we are setting out to do. In the past, we were taking adventurous bets on new businesses without the follow-up or the governance and seeing the result. The world is a very unforgiving place if you do not know how to invest and how to prosecute your investment for returns. The world is a very unforgiving place, and we have learned the lesson there in prior years. So the right track for us right now is to focus on what we do well, and we've improved what we can do well by the management team depth that we've got ourselves. And so with a religious focus, we're focusing on what we do well. We have gotten out of hobbies or distractions, such as we're no longer in Russia because we don't think we can do justice to that market, attractive as it is. So what we can do well is the first step. We then focus on how to do it well, what kind of investment needed to do well, and we're happy to spend the money to get the right people and the right IT structures and the right risk management frameworks in place and the right origination skills, and then repetitively keep doing it, keep executing it at a high level of skill. That's really what we do. The key in all this is customer service. If we work with our customers in a reliable manner and we give them the good quality of service they expect from us, we expect repeat buying behavior. And the key in this business is repeat buying behavior. We have done very badly in the past because we have not had repeat buying customers. We've had one-touch customers who have negatively selected us. That is a thing of the past. Our customers are consciously solicited, are repeat buyers, and offer us challenges to reinvent ourselves. And that's why I think we're on the right track.